Morning, Anila. Today we are going to discuss about the radial feeder with uniform distributed load. Okay, in the previous class we are discussing about the different types of feeders. Next, what is the feeders voltages and what are the factors that will be defected for that voltages? Okay, normally the primary feeder voltages are in the range of 2.5 kilovolts, 5 kilovolts, 8.6 kilovolts, 15 kilovolts, 25 kilovolts, 34 kilovolts, etc. These are the various voltage ranges of the feeders. Okay, the factors affecting that feeder voltage are the feeder length. Okay, first of all, feeder length. Next one is the voltage drops. Next, density of that load. Next, losses in the power and the equipment costs. And these are the various factors that will be affected for the voltage levels of that feeders. Okay, next coming to the primary feeder loadings. The loadings of that feeder during the peak load conditions. Okay, mainly we are considering the how much amount of that load will be obtained. What is the peak load that will be obtained? Okay, it is known as the primary feeder loading. Okay, peak load conditions. Okay, the loading of the feeder during the peak load conditions is known as the primary feeder loading. Okay, the definitions for that primary feeder loading means that it will be calculated under the peak load conditions only. Okay, what are the factors that will be affected for that loading? Voltage levels and density of that load. Okay, density of that load means the area that will be affected. Next one is the load growth. Next, reverse capacity. Next, service continuity. Next, quality of the power and type of the circuits and location and capacity of the distribution substations. Okay, these are the various factors that will be affected for that feeder loadings. Okay, these are the various factors that will be affected for that primary feeder loadings. Okay, what is meant by the feeder loading? That will be completely depending upon the maximum load conditions or the peak load conditions. Okay, the factors that will be affected is the voltages, load density and service capability and service continuity and quality of the supply. Okay, these are the various factors that will be affected for that feeders loadings. Okay, first of all, what is the meant by radial feeder? Okay, what is meant by the radial feeder? Radial feeder means that the input is fed at only one end. Okay, the other loads are connected with the other ends. Okay, first of all, the radial feeder with uniformly distributed load. Okay, this is the uniformly distributed load. Okay, first condition, we are taking the uniformly distributed load. In this case, what is the voltage drop and what are the power losses that will be obtained? Okay, that all will be calculated in this derivation. Okay, this is the radial feeder. Okay, how many types of feeders are there? First one is the radial feeder. Next one is the parallel feeders. Next one is the ring feeders. And next one is the interconnected feeders. We are taking the radial feeders. Okay, in that we are connecting the uniform loading. And then what is the voltage drops and power losses that will be obtained when the load is uniformed. Okay, that all will be calculated. Okay, that all will be calculated by using this derivation. Okay, next coming to the radial feeder. Okay, this is the feeder line. Okay, this is the main feeder. Okay, this is the main feeder line and this is the circuit breaker and this is the substation and this is the substation. Okay, these are all the laterals. Okay, laterals means the loads, load points. Okay, this dotted indicates the load points. Okay, this load is uniformly distributed. For we are assuming the uniformly distributed load. First of all, we are taking the main feeder line. In that feeder line, the radial means the one end we are connecting the feeding point. Okay, one end we are connecting the substation. Okay, the other ends we are connecting the loads are the laterals. Okay, these are the different types of laterals, that laterals are connected to the other end. But in this case we are taking as these laterals are and the loads are uniformly distributed, and these loads are uniformly distributed. Okay, this is the condition for calculating the radial feeder with uniformly distributed load. Okay, in this case what are the voltage drops that will be obtained, and also what is the power losses, that all will be calculated by using this derivation. Okay, by using this derivation we are calculating the voltage drops VD and also the power losses. Okay, understand ma? And also the power losses. Next, okay, this is the figure 1 consisting of a substation bus and main feeder. Okay, this is the substation bus and main feeder. The main feeder having a branches which are called as the laterals. Okay, this is the main feeder. It having the branches, number of branches. Okay, these are the number of branches. Okay, it is called as the laterals. Okay, it is called as the laterals. Okay, these laterals have uniformly distributed load. Okay, which are indicated by the dots. Okay, these laterals are, okay, these laterals are uniformly distributed loads that will be indicated by the dots. These are the loads, load points. Okay, this will be uniformly distributed. Okay, this will be indicated by the dots. Okay, this will be indicated by the dots. Next, for mathematical calculations, okay, the figure 1 is represented as like this. For calculations, for mathematical calculations, the diagram will be represented like this. Okay, the diagram is represented like this. Okay, this is the substation. Okay, this is the substation. This is the substation. And this is the bus bar. Okay, this is the feeder. Okay, this is the feeder. Next, consider a small length x value. Consider a small length x value. And the remaining length is taken as the dx. Therefore, the total length we are taken as the L. The total length we are taken as the L. Therefore, the current at this small length is the Ix1. Okay, this is the Ix2. Okay, we are taking as this is the Ix1 and this is the Ix2. And this is the sending current Is. In the feeder line, we are having the resistance and the reactance, that is R and the X. Okay, in the feeder line, we are having the resistance and the reactance. Okay, at that point, the current is the Di. At that point, the current is the Di. Therefore, R plus Jx is the okay. R plus Jx is equal to Z. R plus Jx is equal to the Z. Okay, these are the receiving end current IR. Okay, this is the receiving end current IR. Okay, the feeder having the impedance Z. The feeder having the impedance Z. That is R plus Jx. And total length of the feeder is the L. Okay, consider we are taking as the total length of the feeder. Okay, the total length of the feeder is the L. And the feeder having the impedance, that is Z. R plus Jx plus Jx. Next, assume points 1 and 2 on the feeder. Next, assume the points 1 and 2 on the feeder. Okay, for taking points 1 and 2 on the feeder. Okay, this is the point 1 and this is the point 2. This is the point 1 and this is the point 2. Okay, Ix1 and Ix2 are the currents at the point 1 and 2 respectively. The Ix1 and Ix2 are the currents at point 1 and also the current at point 2. Okay, Di is the current at R plus Jx. Okay, the current at R plus Jx is the Di. Okay, the current at Z is the Di. Now we have to calculate the voltage drop and power occurred on the feeder by considering the some assumptions. Now we are calculating the voltage drop and power losses that will be calculated by considering the some assumptions. Okay, the derivation for voltages and the power losses. Okay, the derivation for the voltages and power losses are load is uniformly distributed from x equal to 0 to L. Okay, the total length is the L. At the total length of the feeder, the load is uniformly distributed. Okay, whole length of the feeder, the load is uniformly distributed. Okay, the change of currents with respect to the distance is constant. Therefore, the change of current with respect to the distance is constant. Therefore, di by dx is equal to the k. Therefore, di by dx is equal to the k. Di is the current at point at that z point. Okay, di is the current at point z. Okay, therefore di is equal to the k into dx. Therefore, di is equal to k into dx. Next, consider from figure 2. Consider from figure 2, apply KCL. According to the KCL, point 1, the entering currents is equal to the leaving currents. Okay, entering currents is equal to the leaving currents. Okay, therefore Ix1 is equal to, okay, and while observing the figure, therefore consider at a point and apply KCL at this point. The entering current is the Ix1. Ix1 is equal to the Di plus Ix2. These are the leaving currents. Okay, these two are the leaving currents. Okay, therefore Ix1 is equal to Di plus Ix2. Okay, similarly Ix2. Similarly, Ix2 is equal to Di. Ix2 is equal to Ix1 minus Di. Ix2 equal to Ix1 minus Di. Therefore, substitute Di is equal to k into dx. Okay, therefore Di is equal to k into dx. Substitute this value in this equation. Then Ix2 is equal to Ix4 minus k dx. Okay, for the total feeders, assume Is is equal to sending end currents is equal to the receiving end currents plus k into L. Receiving end currents plus k into L. L is the total length and k is the constant. Okay, therefore sending end current is equal to receiving end current plus some constant value. Okay, this is the receiving end current and this is the some constant value with respect to the L, with respect to the total distance of that feeder. Okay, with respect to the total distance of the feeder. Next, when there is no distance of x, that is x equal to L. Okay, the receiving end current is also assumed to be 0. Therefore, IR is equal to the 0. And then we are taking some assumptions, that is x is equal to the L. Small length is equal to the total length of the feeder and receiving end current is also equal to the 0. Apply this assumption that will be substituted in the equation number 1. Then IS is equal to K into L. IS is equal to the sending end current is equal to the K into L. Okay, therefore we are finding K value, that is K equal to IS by L. Okay, therefore K is equal to the IS by IL. IS by IL. Next, we calculate the voltage drop and power losses. From the equation 1, the receiving end current IR is equal to the IS minus K into L. Okay, this is the equation for the total distance of the feeders. Okay, for a particular distance of X. Okay, for a particular distance of X, this will be written as IX is equal to IS minus KX. Okay, Ix is equal to Is minus Kx. Next, substitute K value. Okay, what is the K value? Substitute K value. What is the K value? K equal to Is by L. Substitute this value in this equation. Then Ix equal to Is into 1 minus X by L. Therefore, Ix is equal to Is into 1 minus X by L. Okay, therefore, consider a change in the voltage is the product of current and hence impedance with respect to the change in the distance. Therefore, we are determining the total voltage drop. Then V is equal to Z integral X equal to 0 to L Ix into dx. Okay, Ix into dx. Okay, then integrate this from, then Is into 1 minus X by L into dx. 1 minus X by L into dx. Next, after integrating the value and then substitute the limits, that is X equal to 0 to L. Okay, after integrating the value and substitute the limits, that is X equal to L, then the voltage drop V is equal to, half into Is into Z into L, where V is the voltage drop across the feeder and Is is the sending end current and Z is the impedance and L is the length of that feeder. L is the length of the feeder. Okay, therefore the total voltage drop Vd is equal to the half into Is into Z into L. Next, the differential powers can be expressed as, next we calculate the power losses. Okay, that power losses will be, what is the normal formula for that? P equal to I square R. Okay, P is equal to I square R. Okay, therefore, differentiating that powers P into PLS, D into PLS is equal to, okay, is equal to Ix square sin dx, Ix square sin, Ix square R dx, Ix square R dx. Then differentiating will be, differentiate will be removed by integrating on both sides. Then PLS is equal to integrate X equal to 0 to L Ix square R dx. Then integrating this term and substitute these limit values. Then the power losses PLS is equal to, Is square R. Okay, Is square R integral X equal to 0 to L 1 minus X by L whole square, 1 minus X by L whole square into dx. Okay, then integrating this term. Okay, then integrating this term and substitute that limits. Then Is square or integral x equal to 0 to L. Okay, what is the integration for this? That is 1 minus x square. That is 1 minus 2x plus x square. 1 minus 2x plus x square into dx. That is 1 minus 2x by L plus x square by L square into dx. Next, substitute the limits, that is 0 to L. Substitute the limits, that is 0 to L. Okay. Substitute that value, then we obtain is square r into L minus 2L square by 2L plus L cube by 3L square, that is equal to is square r into L by 3. Okay, this is the total power losses. Therefore, PLS is equal to the is square RL by 3. Therefore, the power losses PLS is equal to is square RL by 3. Okay, what is the voltage drop? That is half is into ZL. Okay, half is means the sending end current, Z is the impedance and L is the length of that feeder. Okay, this is the voltage drop and this is the power losses. Okay, therefore the power losses PLS is equal to the is square RL by 3. Okay, this is the power losses and this is the voltage drop calculations in the case of a radial feeder for uniform distribution load. For uniform distribution load. Okay, taking the radial feeder. Okay, this is the radial feeder. Okay, what is meant by the radial feeder? Radial feeder means that the distribution is fed at only one end. Therefore, discontinuity of the supply will be obtained. But we are considering the in the household purpose or some small scale industries, we are using the radial type of feeders. Okay, while we are using that radial feeders with uniform distribution load, then what is the voltage drop and power losses? Okay, then what is the voltage drop and power losses that will be calculated? Okay, this is the diagram for the calculation of that radial feeder. Once again I am explaining. This is the diagram for that radial feeder. This is the substation and this is the load end. Okay, this is the load end. Okay, in that substation we are having the number of laterals or the branches are there. Okay, these are the number of laterals and the branches. Okay, each laterals having the loadings. Okay, that will be represented in the form of a dots. Okay, these dots will be representing as the load points. Okay, that will be uniformly distributed. Therefore, when these loads are uniformly distributed, what is the power losses and the voltage drops? Okay, for the calculation purpose, that diagram will be written like this. Okay, this is the substation and this is the feeder line. Okay, in that feeder line, we are having the impedance is there, that is R plus JX. Okay, taking the points 1 and the 2 are the feeder line. Okay, taking the points 1 and 2 in the feeder line. Okay, this is the point 1 and this is the point 2. And this is the R and this is the JX. Okay, the current flowing through this impedance is the DI. Okay, the current flowing through this impedance is the DI. Okay, next. The total length will be considered as the L. The total length will be considered as the L. Okay, at a point 1, the current is the Ix1. At point 2, the currents are the Ix2. Okay, then apply KCL at that point 1 and apply KCL at point 2. Okay, apply KCL at point 1 and apply KCL at point 2. Then we can write that di by dx is equal to k, where k is the constant. Apply KCL at that is equal to IR square plus XL. Okay. Then we calculate the K value. After that, we are write down the equation for that voltage. What is the normal voltage formula? Z into voltage V equal to I into R kadamma. V equal to I into R. Okay, in that case, the formula for that voltage Z is equal to the V is equal to the Z into integral Ix. Sorry. Okay, normally the voltage, what is the formula for that voltage? Z into I. Okay, integral limits, the limits are the length of the feeder, that is 0 to L. Okay, what is the length of that feeder? 0 to L. Okay, similarly we can write down as the power formula. What is the formula for that power? Okay, we are having the different formulas are there, that is the power P equal to I square R and I square R. Therefore, PLS is equal to Ix square into R. Therefore, PLS is equal to the Ix square into R. Okay, by using the same, similarly, we will integrate on both sides. We are obtaining the total power losses, that is sorry, we have some network disturbance. Okay, these are the total power losses and the voltage drop when the radial feeder that uniformly distributed loads. Okay, in the next class, we are discussing about the radial feeders with non-uniformly distributed loads. Okay, when the loads are non-uniformly distributed, how the voltage drop and power losses, that all will be calculated in the case of a non-uniformly distributed loads, and what is the voltage drops and power losses are obtained when the loads are non-uniformly. Okay, that will be calculated in the next class. Okay, thank you.